Yo, and we are live. It's your boy Treka Z, and today, I'm just going to talk about the situation in Syria because nobody should be silent about what is going on in Syria. Because right now, not only the Christians, all the minorities in Syria are in great danger from ISIS and all of these radical jihadists that are in Syria. Like, the situation is just unbelievable. So yesterday I did a live video talking about the explosion that happened in Saint Elias church in Dwela, Damascus countryside. So now most of the information has come out, and so far, like, they are saying 25 people were killed in the church and more than 56 people injured and hospitalized. Like, that is how, if these people take over. Wait, I'm having problem with my internet. Let me just connect to the other uh, internet. Okay, I'm back. So this is exactly what we were all fearing when we were all fighting all these extremist jihadist groups. This was the reason we Syrians were fighting them, because we knew if these people were going to take over, this is exactly what was going to happen to all the Syrians and to the minorities and to the country in general. Like, now, when they first took over, they first started attacking the Alawites. They slaughtered the Alawites in the north. Like, thousands of Alawites were killed and ran away from their homes and villages. Then they went to the Shias, same thing. Then they went to the Druze and they attacked the Druze community, and now it's the Christian turn. Now it's the Christian turn. And if you guys think like this is the only atrocity that happened to the Christian, like, literally, like, today, like, a church was attacked today, and same thing, an armed jihadist group opened fire at Saint Elias Antiochian Greek church in Kafarbo in a city called Hama. And then he left a message on the wall saying, "Your turn is coming." Meaning, like, this is a message to the Christians of Syria that, okay, now it is your turn. So these are the people we are dealing with, and the useless new jihadist Syrian government are useless. Like, this is what they were doing before they took over, but now, because the Al-Julani is now the president, he cannot, like, say, oh yeah, so what does he come out and say? Oh, we condemn this behavior and we are against this behavior and we are gonna do our investigation to see who were the people behind it, and the people that were behind it are going to be punished, and all this, like, bullshit. Because this is what the Syrian government stands for, the new Syrian government. That's what they were doing before they took over. So for now, for the Syrian government to come out and act like, oh, they are condemning this behavior and they are against this behavior, it's complete and utter BS. The Christians of Syria right now are in great danger. They are being attacked, they are being targeted. So is the minorities in Syria, like the Alawites, like the Armenians, like the Druze. And this is why. This is because they saw that now this is the government, and the former Al-Qaeda member is now the president of Syria. So they think they have now the green light to do whatever they want to the minorities. Like, if you look at the history of Syria from the beginning of the war till now, like, have you ever heard of the Christians of Syria committing any crimes, attacking anybody, holding weapons or shooting or killing or doing any explosions or any bombs? You never hear anything. The Syrian Christians are one of the most peaceful people, the most peaceful people in the whole country. And even when the new government took over, the Christians didn't even rebel or protest or anything. They were like, okay, we're going to give this new government a chance, we're going to be open, hopefully the situation improves and the country becomes safe and the economy improves and we will be able to rebuild the country. And they gave the new government an open chance with open mind, and no one protested and no one fought and no one shot a bullet. And this is the pay they get. This is what is happening to the Christians. Like, what is going on, and why is the world silent about this? It is very, very heartbreaking, and it makes me very angry. It makes me very angry to see what is going on in my country, and the fact that many of us were warning the world that this was going to happen. How many videos have I done from 2013 to 14 to 15 to 16 to 17 till today? How many videos have I done warning the world that this is what was going to happen if Assad gets overthrown and these unevolved baboons take over? And doesn't mean that, oh, Assad was an amazing, peaceful, loving person. Like, yes, we all know, okay, that he was a dictator and all of that, and his family has been in power for many years. But at least minorities were protected. Minorities were not in danger. Christians were not in danger. Druze, Alawite, Muslims were not in danger. Women were not in danger. Women were not oppressed. Women were able to dress and say and do whatever they want and work wherever they want. No one was like interfering in women's decision. No one was interfering in minorities' religious practice. People could drink alcohol. Women could wear skirts and bikinis. Like, this was the life that we had. So, but like now in Syria, like, you're hearing that even in swimming pools that are going and putting laws that in swimming pools you're not allowed for men and women to be swimming in the same swimming pool. They have to segregate it. Like 5 hours for men only, then and the next 5 hours for women only. Like, Syria is slowly turning into another Afghanistan. Syria is turning into like an extremist country because of the new government and the mentality and the ideology. And ever since they took over, the country has become into a jungle. You hear every day about kidnappings, about killings, about rapes, about mass shootings, about suicide bombs, about church getting destroyed, about people being burnt, about all of these atrocities. And the West that were kept on bitching about the human rights violations in Syria, now they are silent. Why? Because now the new president is a puppet to the West and is doing peace with Israel and is the puppet of Saudi Arabia, Turkey and America. So they're not outraged anymore about it. They're not outraged. But people like me and like all like the truth speakers, whether I'm talking about Sarah Abed or Haneen or Kivork Al-Masyan and all of these people that were talking the truth from the beginning of the war in Syria, was still consistent, was still fighting for the same people, was still fighting for the same message, was still fighting for the safety of every single Syrian. We're not only talking about the safety of the Christians, we're talking about the safety of the Christians, the Muslims, the Sunnis, the Alawites, the Shias, the Druze, the Jews, the Armenians, the Kurds. Every single Syrian deserves to live in peace and dignity and should never be harassed for the religion or for the sect or for the ideology or for the life choices. If somebody wants to drink, it's not the government's business if they want to drink alcohol. If somebody wants to be a religious Muslim or Christian or Jew, it's not the government's business. It is the right of every single Syrian to practice the faith and lifestyle that they need. As long as they're not hurting anybody and they're not breaking any law, nobody should be able to interfere in their life choices. Like, what is the message of them doing this now to the Christians, going to a church and doing a bomb and killing more than 20 people and more than 50 people, children and women and men and old people hospitalized? And then after that, they go to another church in Hama and do the same thing and then write on the walls that your turn is next. Like, okay, now we are finished with the Alawites and the Druze. Now it's turn for the Christians. What have the Christians or the ever done to these people? They're living peacefully. They're living peacefully, and they have already become a minority in Syria because of fear. Many people immigrated and many people left that country, and rightfully so. I don't even blame any Syrian that left Syria. I don't blame them. Like, people are afraid for their life. They want to protect their daughters, their children, their wife, their family. And they see that, oh my God, now it's a jihadist government that has taken over. Like, there is no more hope for this country. Let us leave, especially that they see us as sinners. Let us leave the country and look for a safer, better future for ourselves and family. I don't even blame. But now even Christians have become a minority in the country because they're escaping these extremist radicals that are even spoiling and destroying the name of Islam. Because many Muslims in Syria are against them, but they're afraid to talk. They're afraid to speak out. The first thing they did, they went and they took out all the weapons from people's hands. And how are you going to fight? How are you going to fight these jihadists if you don't have weapons to defend yourself? That's why I support like people carrying guns, you know, like to have the right to own guns, because at least when you have a government like this, at least the people can stand up against them. It is so sad, and it makes me very angry, and I am fed up. I am fed up from any even Syrian that defends this stupid new government. Any Syrian that supports this new government is a selfish ignorant. Is a selfish ignorant, because okay, Assad is gone. Everyone should, you know, be trying to elect a open-minded, educated person that will take us out of this hole that we have been in for the last 15 years, to rebuild the country, to heal the country, to unite the Syrians, to like let people forget all the trauma, all the fear, all the trauma that they had to experience through during all these 15 years that we experienced. Then you go and, in fact, the Syrian people didn't even elect him. He elected himself. He elected himself. We didn't even have any voting. We didn't have any election. He first said that, oh, I'm just gonna take over for the first couple of months just to be as a temporary government, and then we will do an election, and then we will choose the new president. That is what this Julani guy said. Then after 2 months, he was like, oh, you know what? The next election is going to be after 3 years. So in these 3 years, I'm going to be the one to take over. When no Syrian voted for him, and no Syrian chose him, and there was no election or any democratic process to happen. But a lot of Syrians either are afraid or either are too tired that they were like, okay, let us just see what this guy is going to do. But all the people that knew the history of Al-Julani and how he was part of Al-Qaeda and all the atrocities and terrorist attacks that he has done in Syria and Iraq, they knew what was coming. Like, I knew what was coming. If my friend Suzanne Jafari, who's in the comment section right now, knew what was coming. None of us are shocked of what is going on now in Syria. You know, we are shocked when we see people shocked when they see what is happening. You know, this needs to stop. The people need to speak up. Like, all the minorities in Syria are now in great danger from these ISIS radical extremist groups, where even the government cannot even control them. And deep inside, the government wants them to do what they are doing, because the government was doing this already before they became the government. So like, how can you be, for an example, a thief, and then when you see your son being a thief, be like, oh no, that's bad? It's like, yo, where did he learn it from? Who gave him the green light to become a thief? My son is seeing you always stealing, so he's going to become a thief like you, and he's going to think it's okay to be a thief because my father is a thief. That's how it is. That's how it is. Have you ever heard of a Druze or a Alawite or a Christian going to a mosque and blowing it up because the Muslims are praying there? You never hear of a story like that. But why you always hear of the story vice versa? Is it a coincidence? It's not a coincidence. And it's time we all like said the truth for what it is. This new government are jihadists and they are terrorists, and they support these kinds of actions because that is what they were doing. And I've heard them many times, like when Alawites were being slaughtered, they came out and they were like, oh, we are against these actions and we're going to look for the people that were responsible and punish them, and nothing happened. When they attacked the Druze community, the same thing, they came out and they said, oh, we are against this behavior and we're going to punish the people in charge. And now today, the same thing. That fucking bastard came out, the president of Syria, and he was like, oh, we're doing an investigation and we are looking to see who was behind this and we're going to punish him. It's like, are you fucking dumb? The guy that was behind it is dead. He already blew up himself. What are you going to do? Go to heaven, bring him down to Syria and put him in jail? Like, what kind of dumb ass even like statement is that? You already know what is the cause of this. Like, this is an idea going around in the country because of your ideology, because of your past, and because of your behavior, and because of you seeing what was happening to the Christians and the Alawites and the Druze and the minorities and not doing anything, and no one being punished or held accountable. Now all of these radicals think that they have the freedom to just enter any church they want and slaughter Christians, or go and kill Druze or Alawites or Shias or any person that doesn't have the same ideology and mentality as them. Guys, I'm very, very angry, and I am so angry because of all these years we've been warning the world. We've been warning the world and telling them this is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen. Be careful. These people, if they take over, this is what they are going to do. Many videos, many proofs, many facts that we have shown the world, and the international community ignored us. It's like people like you guys that are watching my videos. You guys were always for the truth. You were believing me. You were sharing my videos. You were sharing our videos. You knew this. But like the governments who are the real people that can actually do change and put a stop to this, I feel like they know it too, but they don't care. They care about their own interest. They care about, okay, yes, he's this new president, okay, the minorities are in danger, yeah, but is he following our orders when it comes to foreign policy? Because, for example, look, Israel has came, it has occupied Syrian territory since this new president took over, and not a single bullet was fired at Israel. And even he came out and was like, oh no, we're gonna do peace with Israel and we're not going to do anything. And that even gave Israel the green light to even occupy more Syrian territory. And then that showed like the West, like, okay, so then this president is our puppet, you know, he's not going to attack us, he's not going to attack Israel. So let him do whatever he wants to the minorities of Syria. It's not our business. As long as his foreign policy aligns with our foreign policy, then it's all good. That is the truth, guys. That is the truth. I'm sick and tired of people sugarcoating the truth about Syria, and all of these people that are innocent people that are losing their life because of these radicals, and the world is just silent. It makes me very, very angry. It makes me very, very angry. Brett Surplus is saying that's why you never give up your guns. We have more guns in Idaho than there is in Iran. Well, I mean, I really believe it. Although if I had the choice, I wish no one owned guns at all, because I don't want any person to die. But I mean, there is a very huge example in Syria where when ISIS was getting closer to two ancient Christian towns, one town was called Saint Elias and one town is called Malula. When the Syrian government saw that we cannot be able to protect every single town, they went to these two ancient Christian cities and told them, listen, we have guns, we can give you guys guns, arm your people in case these ISIS people attack, you guys can at least defend yourself. The first city, which is called Saint Elias, accepted the deal and took guns from the Syrian government. And when ISIS came, they were able to fight back and defend themselves. The second city, the second town, which is Malula, which is my grandma's town, they didn't accept the guns, and they were like, no, we are an ancient Christian town, and Jesus told us to never, you know, practice violence and practice forgiveness, and we don't believe in violence and any of that. So they didn't accept the gun. After a couple of days, ISIS came, and then they slaughtered like hundreds of people in Malula, and one of them is my dad's cousin. They killed him because they caught him praying in church. So like, I really believe like the people should own guns because of situations like this, you know, in order, like, if the government is not able to protect you, you can at least protect yourself and your family. And if you have a government who is a radical government like the one we have right now, if they ever try to, you know, oppress or slaughter you, you can at least fight for your life and protect your children. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in, you know. I wish it could all be like the hippie movement, love, peace, and music, and yo, bro, and let's hug trees. But unfortunately, we live in reality, and we need to, like, be realistic in the way we approach, the way we live our life. It's crazy. I wish it was not like that. I wish we never had to experience this, but this is the reality, unfortunately. Belinda saying love from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you, Belinda, and I really appreciate your support. Shavon is saying yes, they know they have their own interests and agendas for doing what they do. 100%, bro. So yeah, guys, like, I had to do another live video. I know I covered this church explosion yesterday, but then it happened to another church in Hama. Like, it is crazy, and they're writing now on the walls that your turn is next. And guys, if the people don't speak up, please, I really want you guys to share this video. let the world know what is happening to the Syrian minorities and what is going on in Syria. Like, I can even show you pictures. Like, there is even the video of the church after the explosion, but I didn't share it on my page because my page already got deleted a couple of weeks ago, and I tried my best to get it back. So I don't want to risk posting anything that can be against community standard, because, you know, the video has like bodies and like blood and like, you know, it's a graphic video, so I didn't post it. But I can show you some like pictures right now of like the church. Look at the church after the explosion. This is like a very old church in Damascus countryside. Like, look what they did to the church. Like, it is, look at what they're writing. Jaikon ad-door. In Arabic it means your turn is next. You know, look at this church. Can you imagine? In the middle of prayers, like they waited for it to become Sunday, where they know all the Christians will enter the church and be gathered there, and then the guy entered and did his explosion. And look at the jihadist Syrian president with your boy Donald Trump, you know. And then when they asked Donald Trump, look, he's with Macron, he's with Trump, he's with all these leaders that now they accept him. Why? Because he's the puppet. Like, how can they take pictures? How can they take pictures with someone who everybody knows for a fact that he was an Al-Qaeda member? Like, it's not a secret. There are videos of him like being part of Al-Qaeda. And there was even, I don't know how much, $10 million bounty on his head. And he was from the terrorist, you know, list where they wanted to capture him. And now that busy taking pictures with him, shaking his hands. Even Trump called him a very strong man, very, you know, brave man. So just to show you how politicians are all full of shit, and they lie to all of us, and they mislead all of us, and they're all full of shit. They're all. We only have each other, guys. We only have each other to speak the truth among each other and spread awareness and educate each other. Because if you're going to wait for a politician or a president or a mainstream media to actually educate you and tell you exactly what is really going on in the world, you are mistaken, my friend. You are highly mistaken. These people are liars. These people are liars. It's so unfortunate, and it makes me pissed off so much. And this is even the video of showing, like, from the CCTV of this is him. This is the suicide bomber. Look at him with the backpack walking towards the church. This is what was caught later on. And then people are like, oh, we're gonna, the president's like, oh, we're going to see who was responsible, and when we're going to, like, bro, the guy is up with his 72 hairy versions. Like, what are you going to do? This is, it is not a person that you need to stop. It's an ideology that you need to stop. It's this extremism in the country that you need to either control or put an end to. But how are you going to do it if you are one of them? Huh? How are you going to do it? It's it's ridiculous, guys. Belinda saying shared hon. Thank you so much, Belinda. Loai saying don't use the word jihadist, use the word extremist, because Facebook is against this world. Well, I mean, at this point, if I'm not going to call a spade spade, what do you expect me to do? You want me to continue trying my best to do verbal gymnastics? The whole world already knows what is going on in Syria. Like, anyone who doesn't know is an ignorant, or is like choosing to be ignorant. So yeah, guys, this is the update. And does anybody have any questions, anything that you need like answered? Because like, I'm here to answer all your questions, because right now I'm very like, I mean, put yourself in my position. You've seen what is going on in your country. I've lived in this war zone for almost 15 years of my life wasted because of this bullshit, you know. And then I finally found a way to escape Syria, but like, Syria has not escaped me, you know. I still like watch everything, and I still have family members in Syria that I am trying hard now to take them out of Syria, because their life is in danger. Their life is in danger, you know. Us, we're Christians and we're Druze, so in both ways they hate us, and we are sinners, and us to be dead is a good thing, you know. So I'm actually trying to find a way out to take them out of this country, because, like, at this point there is no, I don't know what to say, man. Like, it's just it keeps on happening, and no one is stopping them, and no one is fighting back, and the international community is silent, and now everyone is obviously talking about Syria anymore. They got what they want from Syria, and sorry, my electricity went out. Suzanne is saying, where can we stream your movie? Well, I have a movie called Raji and the Beast. It's out in cinemas, but I don't know if there's any website where you can watch it currently. And I have another movie coming out next month. It's called Ireke. It's a Nigerian movie, and it's like about like British colonizers. I'm one of the British colonizers, and we go and then we own slaves. But my role in the movie is like I'm a priest, and where like I preach the gospels, and it's a nice movie. I'll update you guys when the movie's out. But I mean, right now, Suzanne, I'm not even interested in promoting any of my movies. I just want to talk about like what is going on in Syria. Who cares about my movies, to be honest? Brett is saying there is no point in waiting to become a victim. Just get them out and leave. Well, exactly, Brett. That is exactly the point. You know, when this thing first happened, I knew exactly what to expect, but a lot of people were still kind of hopeful, because they were like, you know, after 15 years of war, like there is no way that these atrocities will continue happening, you know. But then look at us now. We're like 7 months in, and it just keeps on getting worse. It just keeps on getting worse. So I'm going to try my best to get my family out of Syria, because, you know, if anything happens to them, I don't think I can ever forgive myself, you know. Eric is saying, I heard some terrorists are killing Christians in Nigeria. Do you confirm? Yes, I confirm, because, you know, it's everywhere, you know. It doesn't matter the name. It's the ideology that the world is fighting. Like in Syria, you have ISIS. In Afghanistan, they're called Taliban. In Iraq, they're called Al-Qaeda. In Nigeria, they're called Boko Haram. They may have different names, but it's the same ideology. It's an extremist, radical ideology that is not tolerant, that doesn't accept the other, and doesn't understand the art of debate and convincing and diplomacy. No, if you don't agree with me and follow my life ways of the way I live, to the slaughterhouse. So yes, Christians are getting killed in the north of Nigeria, but thankfully I live in the south. I live in Lagos, so there is no Boko Haram here. But yeah, it's like this is a problem the whole world is facing. It's not only Syria, it's the whole world right now, and it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Like, it's very dangerous when you have this kind of people educating their children from a very, very young age and teaching them this kind of lifestyle. It's very, very hard to reprogram the new generation, especially now in Syria. A lot of the new generation are seeing all of this happening in front of their eyes, and they see how it's being glorified. So like being an Al-Qaeda or an ISIS member now in Syria is like being glorified, especially to the people that are living in the areas where these people are in, like in Idlib or in Hama, or, you know. So yeah, guys. Haley saying, I'm so glad you left Syria. I am so glad I left Syria. I am obviously so glad. I mean, it broke my heart when I left my country. I never wanted it to be this way, but at the end of the day, like, yo, if I'm going, they would have immediately killed me if I was in Syria when this new government took over. After all the stuff I've been saying and all these videos of me, you know, exposing them and exposing their crimes, you think they would have let me go? Or they would like, you know what, we forgive you, Treka? Bro, they would have fucking slaughtered me 100%. So thank God for that. Thank God for that. Joanne Brown is saying, sounds like leftist extremists here. No other opinions are allowed. Well, bro, you can't really say that. I disagree with you. Do you know why? Because as annoying as leftist extremists are, the most a leftist extremist can do is cry. You know, that's the most he can do. He cry, oh, cancel him. Oh, where's my safe space? You hurted my feelings. Oh my God. Or call you names like, oh, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a... But these people, they would like literally end your life. You know, a Democrat or a liberal or an extremist leftist, all they do is whine and cry, and maybe write an article about you on Facebook, which to Syrians right now is laughable. We wish our problem is the same problem as you guys, you know, trying to communicate with the leftists in America. So it's not the same, you know. So yeah, Micheline Musalli is saying the USA should open the immigration door to all Syrian minorities instead of constantly bringing in all the damn extremists. Well, yeah, I agree that the world should open the doors for minorities that are getting, you know, exterminated, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to enter any country illegally. Like, I wouldn't want to, let's say, go to America as an illegal immigrant and cross the border illegally. Some people had no other choice but to do that. You know, there were many Syrians that went to Europe and entered the borders illegally because they were running away from ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all of this stuff. But like, there are many Syrians that are so proud that no one would accept to enter a country illegally. They would really like appreciate it if a country actually opened the doors for them to like enter legally and go through the immigration process, because there are many like educated Syrians with like certificate, doctors, engineers, you know, dentists, all of this that have no criminal records and are educated and come from good families and good backgrounds, and they're minorities and their life is in danger. There are many thousands, if not millions, you know. But right now, even in America, the immigration policy is like almost impossible for them to even accept anybody. They're very strict, especially like the Trump's policy in immigration. Because even with Trump's immigration policy, like, even if you want to enter and like apply legally, it might take you like 7 to 10 years for them to actually approve you. So yeah, man, like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to say, like, I hope we reach to a place where no Syrian is even needed to become an immigrant or to become a refugee. Like, I wish we can find a way and a solution where we can actually convince all the Syrians to go back to their country, because most of the Syrians want to go back to their country. That's their land, that's their home. But when you are in a country that is now in control of like this government, how can you even convince them to come back? Like, how can you? Like me now, if somebody tells me to come back to Syria, I'll be like, there's no way in hell I'm going back to Syria. As soon as I enter, they'll fucking kill me. So why would I go back and put my life in danger? No, maybe it's just better for me to leave and, you know, start a new life in a new country and, you know, build my future, because already 10 to 15 years of my future was destroyed because I was living in a war zone. I was living in the most dangerous country in the world. There was economic sanctions, no jobs, no good salary, no import, no export. You can't make money online. You can't do any of the stuff. It's like your whole life is destroyed as a Syrian citizen. You know, you have no hope for a future, for a good future, because of the war and the economic sanctions. So, like, you can't blame any Syrian for, you know, like, leaving. It is like a decision we all had to do by force. Haley saying, do you think we are seeing prophecy coming to fulfillment? Well, I don't know, man, because, you know, like, even in the Bible, they say, like, part of, like, the signs of the end of the world, you see Damascus, you know, burning and civil unrest and civil war, and, like, it's mentioned in the Bible and even in the Quran and all of that. So I don't know, man, and I hope not. Like, I want the world to continue going on and the human race to continue living and exploring and evolving, but unfortunately, that is not the reality. Like, there are a lot of ignorant people. Like, to me, there are many people in this world that I disagree with, but in my whole entire life, I would never ever think of fighting or be violent with somebody just because I disagree with him. If we both are different and we disagree with each other, we can debate, we can talk. You might either convince me, I might either convince you, or we can agree to disagree, and that's how it should be. Nobody should get slaughtered because of the religion he has or the ideology they have or any of this stuff. Like, I don't understand how, like, they could be doing this. My phone is about to turn off. Let me charge it before this live ends. yeah, guys, any more questions? If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to write in the comment section, because I'll soon be also wrapping this live video. I'm gonna try to continue updating you guys every single time something new happens, because I'm sure your government and your mainstream media are not, you know, telling you what is going on. So I will be doing live videos and short videos as much and frequently as I can. Oh no.